Hey everyone, welcome to Coffee and RPGs. My name is Solomon SK, and I really hope you brought your coffee for today's episode because I thought we could go over a game that I think you guys would be really interested in. Now, those of you who've been following this channel for a while know that I don't really do well with horror RPGs or horror games in general, although for whatever reason I ended up growing up playing Silent Hill and the Resident Evil series and even Stalker, and yeah, I really enjoyed those games. Although Silent Hill, a lot of sleepless nights with that game, I will admit, long time ago. Now, Stalker is one of those games that absolutely has a huge cult following, and we've actually been seeing a lot of games from Russia, particularly where their games will more or less look similar to Stalker, and I don't know if that's necessarily a good or a bad thing. In my book, it's not necessarily a bad thing, although it may seem a little too repetitive at times, or it could be. I see the potential problem with that, but there's a game out here called Chernobylite, and it really piqued my interest, and one of the reasons why that is because it checked off all the boxes, or a lot of the boxes that I look forward to when looking for a new RPG to play. And so anyways, let's go ahead and get started with today's episode. Like I said, if you guys got your coffee ready or your beverage of choice, let's go over Chernobylite together. Cheers to you guys.
Consider hitting the subscribe button down below, as well as the bell notification right next to it. Thank you.
So the trailer that I will be reacting to is called Tatyana's Story, you know, stereotypical Russian name and whatnot, although I really like the way that just kind of rolls off the tongue. But anyways, now we'll go ahead and take a look at their Steam page, and just real quick in terms of their synopsis or what the game is about, it says here that Chernobylite is an RPG survival horror mixing free exploration of disturbing locations with challenging combat, unique crafting, and non-linear science fiction story. Build your team, survive, reveal the twisted secrets of Chernobyl, and the 3D scanned recreation of the exclusion zone. And so, man, there is a lot to unpack there. One of the things obviously that stuck out in my mind is the fact that they actually took a 3D scanned recreation of the exclusion zone, like actual Chernobyl locations and whatnot. And yeah, that of itself, I have to admit, I'm pretty impressed. What's really cool too is that it says here they could build your own team, and I'm not exactly sure how they will implement that. I'm pretty sure you would know if you played the early access. I haven't yet. I'm really considering it now, but yeah, if it's more like a system that you play with regards to the Mass Effect series, like their companion system, or is it more akin to, say, like a gacha mechanic or RPG where you get companions based on RNG or something like that? And yeah, but the fact that they actually do allow you to have companions is really cool. I think a lot of RPGs are doing that these days because it just gives a little bit more life, a little bit more depth to the world when you're able to kind of interact and fight alongside people who actually belong in the universe that you are trying to immerse yourself in. Now we'll go ahead and look at the tags over here, and obviously RPG, survival, adventure, post-apocalyptic is there, but you also have action, horror, indie, atmospheric, simulation, exploration, sci-fi, survivor horror, first person, early access, multiplayer. So it's really cool. They're gonna have some multiplayer features to this game. Not exactly sure how that's gonna turn out, but I'm guessing it's gonna be more of a co-op sort of thing, like maybe something similar that you would see in maybe the Outriders or maybe even Genshin Impact. I don't think this is gonna be like a full-blown MMO experience or anything like that, or maybe even something similar to Destiny even. But again, I'm really tempted to try the early access now. I think this is a game that I could really get behind, despite the fact that I don't really do well with horror games or movies or anything like that, because it does say gore and violent here as well. So but anyways, yeah, it's really a long list of interesting tags that I definitely look forward to when I look for a game to play, especially when it comes to role-playing games. Now, as of recording of this video, if you are curious, the early access of this game and the full version of the game will set you back $30, although there are bundles that you could purchase, and right now they go for 44% off for one of the bundles here called the Story Rich Bundle, and 25% off for the Play Before Others bundle. And yeah, it all comes down to either $31 or just under $38, which isn't too bad in my opinion. I think I'm gonna go ahead and purchase this after I record this video because I like what I'm hearing so far. And really quick, as for the story, we go on to gematsu.com for a little bit of more information here, and it says that Chernobylite, you play as Igor, a former employee to the Chernobyl power plant who returns to the exclusion zone to investigate the mysterious disappearance of his fiancée Tatyana 30 years prior. Wow, so you're playing a possibly a 50-year-old, maybe? I don't know if I'm reading that right. But anyways, in the zone, time is not a simple linear matter. You'll have to make choices that will affect your ultimate fate, even changing the past. So you got a lot of paranormal things going on in this game. Will you make the right decisions? Will they lead you to Tatyana? Oh man, I'm kind of freaked out already a little bit, but anyways. And lastly, if you are interested in this game, Chernobylite is currently in early access for PC via Steam and will launch for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC via Steam and GOG in July, followed by a PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series later in 2021. So yeah, never seen this trailer, don't know really much about this game, and hope it's not too scary because, like I said before, but anyways, let's go ahead and get started.
Look at me. Look at this place.
I am the captain of this ship. Sorry.
This place is definitely not what it used to be. It's like a snake, shedding its skin over and over again.
Lots of green, obviously, radiation. This is Chernobyl after all.
Learn it all over again. Feel it. Tame it.
What is
I feel
it?
you're getting closer to the heart of evil.
Oh, okay.
Soon you may reach a point of no return. Time. What is time, Igor? You can never change what's already occurred, because every change creates its own space-time continuum.
Great. Space-time continuum.
We can be together, Igor, but you have to learn the truth.
But is she worth it?
Truly want to find me.
Oh, gross.
Now you must do whatever is necessary. After that, it won't matter anymore. Change the past, Igor. See where it leads you.
Wow. Okay, there's a lot to unpack there, admittedly. I will admit, this little cut right here, even though it was only for like half a second long, that could totally freak me out. There's something about dolls and those little eyes staring at you, like little kids, you know. There's just something freaky about. Anyways. What's really cool about this trailer is that they actually used real actresses for part of the trailer and whatnot, and I think that's something you actually don't see a lot of companies do, unfortunately. But yeah, they were actually able to blend real life cinematic with the game footage and whatnot, and I think that's really cool. I wouldn't say it's necessarily seamless. I mean, there was definitely places where it was obvious, but in either event they did the fade in and the fade out. Anyways, I'm just kind of looking at this at a sort of a filmmaker point of view, because that's what I went to school for. Biggest regret in my life. What a waste of money that was. But anyways, and another thing that I've noticed is that you see a lot of people disintegrating for some reason. I don't know if that's something that people actually do in the game, or it's just a metaphorical thing. Maybe you're just having a bad dream and whatnot. But I thought this scene was really cool too. It just kind of reminds me of those really old black and white Soviet era propaganda films and whatnot, and you clearly see the resemblance of how they dressed back then, and you know, they implemented that here, which I think was really cool. But yeah, this guy ends up disintegrating too for whatever reason. But yeah, you really get those eerie, cold, like Cold War chilling, weird, mysterious vibes, especially when it came to this scene where it just seems so claustrophobic and mysterious, and just something like evil is there, it feels like. And yeah, I really enjoy that part. Again, more dolls with kids. I mean, that doesn't freak you out. I don't know what will, but it's just, this is probably a scene from what we talked about earlier about being able to recruit companions and fight as a team and whatnot. And this might be some sort of like a forward operating base or some sort of, you know, a safe haven, if you will, and whatnot. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think I'm hoping a lot more RPGs utilize companions and whatnot. Like again, Mass Effect I think did a phenomenal job with that, because you're able to interact with them, get to know them more, even romance them if you wanted to. And I don't know if this game necessarily will have that kind of depth of immersion, I guess you could say, but either way, I'm definitely looking forward to more RPGs doing that kind of stuff as well. This was a really cool scene too. You have that really old school looking TV back over there, and you got some sort of green fog just coming down from the ceiling, and it just can't, you just really can't help but feel very claustrophobic and freaked out, like something is weird, like what's behind that door, and just old and musty and whatnot. I think they did a really good job about freaking people out, especially in this part of the trailer as well. Now the last scene that I want to talk about here is this one, and you see like this little creepy figure off there to the right of that door. But all in all, it kind of reminds me of Phasmophobia, and that is a game I normally would never buy, but I wanted to play it with some friends that I have, and oh my goodness, that game freaks me out so much. It gives me so much stress playing that game. And when I saw this, you have like this little device with the flashlight, and it's all dark. It instantly reminded me of Phasmophobia, and so I'm excited about that, but I'm very stressed out about that too. Because again, like I said, I don't do well with horror games, but oh man, there's something about this game that just makes me want to play it, despite that fact. Anyways, everyone, I really do appreciate it if you made it with me so far, and if you feel as though I have earned your subscription, please consider hitting the subscribe button down below, as well as the bell notification icon right next to it. I'm definitely trying to grow this channel as big as I can, and right now, all the support that you guys given me so far, like, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wouldn't have been able to do all these things that I've done so far without your support, without your feedback, without your love and generosity. So thank you again, everybody. I really do appreciate it. And yes, I will definitely be making more videos about Chernobylite. This game is something that I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and just fork over that $30 and just let you know how it turns out. Definitely will be streaming this over on my Twitch channel over at twitch.tv/Solomon_SK if you guys want to check it out. I haven't streamed in a while, but with some of the changes that are going on, I will be streaming more often, and hopefully we'll get our MMO podcast back on running again on this channel as well. We haven't done that in a while, and that's primarily because of me, because just things have been so hectic at work. But anyways, don't want to talk your ear off. I really do appreciate your guys' support thus far, and as always, hope you guys have a blessed night, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers again, everyone.